Hey Divas, it's your girl Naya0302, and I'm coming to you today from Naya's World, where you know beauty is made simple. Hey guys, I got a request from Miss Pitlin in AR to come to you today and talk about my eyeshadow brush collection and to possibly show you some dupes to a more high-end brand that you can find in a reasonable company for a reasonable price that does the same exact thing. She wanted to know what's a great dupe for packing colors on your lid, applying stuff to your crease, and deepening up your outer V, and blending things out. So here I have all of my MAC eyeshadow brushes right here. So I'm going to quickly run through those. You probably have already seen most of these brushes. I'm just showing them to her because she has no MAC brushes. And then I'm going to show you some cheaper alternatives to some of these brushes. So the very first brush I have in my collection is the MAC 212. And that is a flat shader. And is basically used to line and a place gel liner. So that is your 212. My next brush is my MAC 213, and this is a fluffy shader brush. A lot of people use this to apply color to the lid. If you're just kind of getting a small wash of color, it's a great brush. The next brush that I have is the MAC 214. And that's a wonderful shader brush. Sonia Kashuk makes a brush similar to this. And if I'm not mistaken, I think Crown even makes a brush like this, but I don't have those two in front of me right now. So this is a awesome smudger brush right here, the 214. The next brush that I have is the MAC 217. If you have to buy any MAC brushes, I would always tell someone to buy the 239, the 217, the 219, and the 224. And here's the MAC 239. This brush is awesome for packing color on your lids, but this brush costs roughly about $24. It is white gold hair. It is very dense. But if you choose to not or cannot spend $24 for a eyeshadow brush, one of the greatest dupes for that brush can be found in your local craft store. And if you're in an area that has a Michaels sells a lot of paint brushes, and a lot of the paint brushes are great brushes to use to apply your makeup. In my particular Michaels, this particular brush is never in the store. I don't even think they carry it anymore. So I'm going to leave a link down below to a company called rexart.com, and you can get these painter style low Cornell brushes for like $2, $2.99 at max per brush. And the dupe to the MAC 239 is the Low & Cornell 3/8 Maxine's mop. And there it is. And I will put the 239 next to it side by side so that you guys can see that together. So there they are, side by side. Does the same exact job. I think sometimes I tend to reach for my 3/8 low Cornell brush a whole lot more. So for $2 you can get plenty, and you're good to go for packing on color with this. You also can purchase an e.l.f. eyeshadow brush, $1, or you can purchase a Sonia Kashuk brush, no more than $3 or $4 in Target. Will do the same exact thing as the 239. Okay. Next brush up is my MAC 219. It is called the pencil brush. This is what people tend to use to line their lower lash line, smudge it out. A cheaper alternative to this $20-some-odd brush is the Crown C431 Precision Detailed Brush. And that's what it looks like. And here is the MAC 219 and the crown brush side by side. And as you can see, the MAC brush is a little more tapered, but some people prefer to have it a little more fluffy like this. And this brush on crown was about $3. So it's not too hard to decipher which one you might want to get if you had to go with a cheaper alternative. Okay, so that's the crown brush. Next brush up is the MAC 217, and I'm probably skipping them in number order. So this is the most awesome blending brush, crease brush. Applying color in your crease and blending it at the same time. But this brush again with MAC is roughly 25, 26. I'm not even sure. I don't even have my list handy right in front of me. But a cheaper alternative to the MAC 217, the dupe of that would be the Crown C433 Pro Blending Fluff. And it looks like this. And there they are side by side. So on this side is your MAC 217, and over here is your Crown C4 Pro Blending Fluff. And this brush works just as awesome as the MAC one. So go to the Crown website. I will leave that information down below. I think this brush was about $3 on the Crown website. Okay, next up in the blending department is the MAC 222. It is a white goat hair brush also. It's a little more firmer than the MAC 224. Awesome for blending out your colors. You can actually use this brush to kind of place the color and then blend them out. So this is a great brush. I haven't found a necessary dupe for that one. The next brush that everybody has in their collection is the MAC 224. With this brush, it does an awesome job of blending, but sometimes for me, I find that the 224 sometimes puts color in places you don't really want it to be. So you have to be really cautious with that. But a great alternative to that brush can be found in Walmart for about $2, and this is the Ecotools crease brush, and it looks exactly like this. It's a little bit firmer, nice and soft, and definitely will blend out and bang out your crease with this color. So Walmart, $2, Studio Gear, or Ecotools. Next up is the infamous MAC 226. This is the most sought after brush. It has a pointed tip, as you can see. This brush allows you to take the color and place the color exactly where you want it and blend it out effortlessly. But the downside is it's limited edition. We don't know if they're going to re-promote it, and so a lot of people are fiending to get this brush. The people that do have it, I have heard some people say it feels slightly scratchy, and even for myself it does feel slightly scratchy, but not to the point that it is unbearable. And like I said, another great dupe to that is the Crown C139 Stiff Tapered Crease Brush, and that looks like this. And here they are side by side. And the Crown brush has that nice little point so that you can get exactly where you want and then blend. So this brush, I think, was, like I said, no more than $3 or $4 on Crown. So definitely check out the Crown website for the C139 Stiff Tapered Crease Brush. Okay, checking my time. Next brush up is the MAC 227. It is a big dome fluffy brush. Basically, all I use this brush for is applying color in the highlight and blending, because it is too big to do anything else. Look at that. Covers my whole eyelid, guys. So, MAC 227. Alright, next up is the MAC $228. It is a great little smudger brush. I think I tend to see Atia. This has become her favorite brush, especially for a person with a small lid space. This allows you to place your color seamlessly. So $228, guys. Next up, I have the MAC 231. Looks like this. Another great smudger brush, but you can find these in a cheaper version on Crown, Coastal Scents, and in Sonia Kashuk for probably less than $5. MAC 231. Next up is my MAC 242. Now this 242, I love this brush. I use this brush for just about anything, and realize that because a brush is stated to do one thing, use those brushes to whatever advantage that make your job a whole lot easier. So if you can use it for applying concealer, use it. If you use it to apply pigments, use it. It is not just destined for the one thing that they say it is destined for. This is the 242. Love this brush for, like I said, for applying pigments. I use it to apply shadows and pack color on my lid. Love, love, love this 242. Next up in my collection is my MAC 249. This is a awesome synthetic brush. Basically, I kind of use it, apply concealer underneath my lid. Good for cream products also, the MAC 249. Next up is my MAC 252. This is a awesome shader for a great wash of color on your lid, and I found a dupe of that in the Crown brush collection, and it's the C415 Deluxe Sable Shader. Looks just like that. Great dupe. $2.50, $3 tops. So definitely check out the Crown website for those particular brushes. And last brush I have over here, I'm not going to go into, I'll just show you the angle brushes, but this is the MAC 275. It is an angle shader brush, as you can see. It angles up this way, and this brush is great for deepening your outer V, because you can apply color, you take it up this way, and then just slightly turn it and then blend it up into your lower crease area. So this is a great brush to have. I think I do have the Sigma version of that, and the Sigma version is the E70, and it looks like this. So here's the Sigma version, here's the MAC version, $24, $25, $9 Sigma. Check that out. Alright, last but not least are all my angle brushes. You have the 208, 209, 263, and 266. So basically it goes from 208, 209, 263, 266, and they're all basically different sized angle brushes. Great for lining. Actually, you can even do some outer V work with these. So those are all my MAC eyeshadow brushes, and I did want to quickly go back and say that with the MAC 239, here is the Sigma version of the 239, and the difference is Sigma doesn't have the white gold hair, but this is also another awesome good brush to pack color on your lid. $9 on Sigma, unless you buy the entire Sigma kit, which I think the professional set is running about $99. Okay guys, so I hope that that was informative. I hope, Pitlin, I answered some of your questions. If you need to know a little bit more, or anybody has any more questions, feel free to leave the comments down below. I will definitely get back to you or hit you in your inbox. I hope everybody has a blessed day, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.